Hello everyone, this is Tavares. Today I wanted to do a voiceover on my racing simulator. I've already put together my Openwheeler, which is my main cockpit. Currently for this video, what I'll be doing is just putting together the Fanatec racing system. Here I'm starting off with the CSL paddle. This is their kind of entry level racing products. So altogether, I have the CSL paddle. I have the CSL DD steering base, and I have the GT3 CSL steering wheel. I also have the CSL load cell kit. This is to replace the brake. So according to the Fanatec website, brake with consistency and confidence with CSL paddles load cell kit. You'll be smashing your personal best laps in no time. Well, I'm new to the system, so I don't have any personal best laps. So as I put this system together, there are some parts that I wasn't 100% sure in exactly how I was going to do things. For example, at first I kind of installed it as, how do you call it? Gas pedal, then the low kit is brakes in the middle, then the clutch on the outside. But then with this Openwheeler, there's like a bar in the middle where it's kind of really hard to kind of push anything that's in the center. So after a couple iterations, which I do believe I show in this video, I just went with the CSL load kit as the brake, and then the gas pedal, and just kept it simple. And also, just kind of for my height and my hip width, I went with the brake and the gas pedal furthest out on the Fanatec stand. Fanatec parts and their fit and finish is it's second to none. Really high quality stuff. Good grade aluminum. That's the actual CSL load cell kit. Yeah, it's really good stuff. I think after everything was all said and done, I was probably out less than $1,000. I did opt for the 8 Newton meter boost kit. I think it's just extra power, but it's the same wheelbase. I didn't want to desire for any more, so I opted for Fanatec least expensive product, which is the CSL. A little dyslexic, so I probably get some of these acronyms mixed up. CSL, CLS, potato, same thing. Fanatec do provide you all the wires needed to connect everything. I forgot the name of the wires. It's R or something. They look like phone jack wires. They could be. I'm not for sure if they're the exact same, but they provide you everything that you need. So the CLS, am I saying it right? Let me look it up real quick. CSL. Sorry, CSL. Okay, so the CSL, what's different than the brakes that it come with is there's a really big, thick spring. The regular brake pedal that comes with the basic brake and pedal or gas pedal kit. It doesn't have a spring. It's just like some regular spring. That's not like a really heavy loaded spring, and it has like this little foam center in there. I guess to help make it feel mushy. But from my understanding, it doesn't feel like a real brake. Like I guess when you're in a real race car, when you hit the brakes, it's kind of hard. I actually a while back there's this place, I forgot the name of it. It was in Fontana. I think it's a sibling business of the track in Las Vegas, but I was able to like rent like a Lamborghini for like 3 laps and a GT3 or something for 3 laps. And when I drove the Lamborghini and riding it on the track, it was the brakes are really hard. Like it didn't feel like a regular car brakes at all. Like you have to like really mesh on it. It felt just like you're stepping on rocks. So and that's kind of how this CSL low tail brake feels to me. As always, I know the videos are a little long, but I like to show everything. I hate when I watch videos of kind of things put together, installations, and they either go super fast or they cut a scene out. I'm like, whoa, what is that? What is that? Like, I need to know that because I'm putting something similar together. And I just hate missing stuff. So just fast forward through the video if you think it's boring, or just watch the complete thing. So as you can see here, I have the CSL to the furthest left, the gas pedal to the furthest right, and the clutch in the center. But this does not work well with the Openwheeler. So the Openwheeler, that was something I got off of Amazon. I just didn't want to spend too much money. It's decent quality. Of course, there's much better. I paid I think $399. Their support is pretty good, actually. I did have a question, and this guy just texted me with, I guess, his own cell phone number or whatever, and we were just kind of texting back and forth of the questions I have for the Openwheeler. So that's one thing I can vouch for, at least from my experience, that the customer support was pretty solid. And the entry level cockpit itself, it's pretty solid as well. I was going to do a video on it, but I don't I don't think I recorded the videos that well, so I'm not sure if I'll put that together or not. But it's a solid system. I've looked at or saw YouTube video reviews, and they're saying something to the effects of after a period of time, it's not comfortable. It's only been like a day since I created this video and actually start getting everything going to run sim, so I haven't had much time on the Openwheeler cockpit itself. So I'm not sure. I mean, so far it feels comfortable for me, but I guess time will tell. So here's the bottom part of the pedal system. There's the cords being connected. So the cool thing about the instructions for Fanatec is that they have these barcodes that you just bring out the camera of your phone and then you just kind of, it's not the barcode, I forgot what they're called, the little square dots or whatever. But basically, it brings you to an actual YouTube video on how to do it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I hate reading instructions. I'd rather just watch a video or just wing it as opposed to actually to having to read. So just kind of, if you want to make it a little bit easier for you, if you don't like reading instructions, just look out for those little codes and just get out your phone camera and then it'll just send you straight to a URL to their website of the YouTube video on how to do it. So now I'm actually this is my final setup where I have the CSL low furthest to the left and the gas furthest to the right. I felt most comfortable with this. Now the only thing that I didn't too much care for the Openwheeler and this plate that you install these pedals on is it's not a straight flush fit. It's kind of fit at an angle, and even in the instructions it tells you not to over tighten or you will bend the pedal. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's like a gap between the lower base of the pedal and the plate for the Openwheeler. So be very, very careful with that. Make sure you don't over tighten to bend. However, on the flip side, so far it's been very sturdy. I haven't had any issues. I don't feel like it moves around or it's loosening up or there's any play or give on the Openwheeler. So to that credit I give, but it just would have been nice if it had just kind of fit flush without any bending. Now, when I say do not over tighten, I literally do not. I literally mean do not over tighten. It feels like you can tighten it much more, but I have a lot of experience with RC cars, so I know what's a good tight fit versus what's not, and just don't over tighten. Like if I had to give kind of like a torque spec, I probably would say maybe if I can recall right, maybe like if like on those like Makita bit drivers, I think it's probably like a good six Newton meters, I believe it is. I think that may be a good torque spec, and this is just going off the top of my head. At this point, I was a little concerned that the base plate that fits the Fanatec uh, wheelbase, I didn't know if this part right here will be able to hold it up well. Actually, before I get to that point, this is a very important part here. Right here, I was a little bit confused, but I figured it out quickly. So before you install the wheelbase, what you want to do is you want to install those inserts first. And the way that works is once you install the inserts on the plate first, you can just slide the wheelbase in, and then once you slide the wheelbase in, then you tighten it. At first, I had the little um, kind of spacer nuts or the slide nuts in the wheelbase and trying to find, those nuts with the screws at the bottom, and it just wasn't happening. So, luckily, I wasn't on that road path for a long time before I figured out this is stupid. So, so yeah, so just kind of just do it this way. Install the I just call them spacer nuts. Some horrible words, but whatever. So now I go and you just kind of wiggle slide. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. And there you have it. It's on there. So now from there, just push it as furthest back as possible and start tightening up and you're good to go. So as you can see with this Openwheeler, it's just kind of one center pole. That pole kind of prevents any pedals in the middle. So just be aware of that. I'm not trying to be no super expert race car simulator driver, so I don't care for the clutch. I just do the blip on the steering wheel. Oh, another concern that I had too is that single pole to hold the DDL or the DD, the CSL DD. I thought that was going to bend a lot. I mean, there's some play, and there is an aftermarket option for this. I'll kind of link it in the description and have an image above that makes it much more sturdy. But I think I'll be okay for right now. So far as while I'm driving or doing the sims, I don't notice a huge difference. So long I don't notice a huge difference, and if I don't feel that it's affecting my gameplay, then I'll just deal with it. That additional piece is, I believe, $200 from Openwheeler. So there's a lot of accessories that Openwheeler sell for this cockpit. I think you can even do like a flight simulator cockpit for the kind of same base. So just keep that in mind if that's something that you all want to do. Installing the wheel was pretty straightforward and easy. You just take that piece of tape off, you unscrew that. Just be careful not to touch those pins. Uh, I just opted for the free plastic quick release adapter. It's pretty stable. I'm not planning on changing any steering wheels. Do notice that this is directional. There's like this little round like silo piece that comes out. Just make sure it fits in the wheel properly. Um, all the screws are included in the kit. Pretty straightforward. Once it fits flush, the quick adapter fits flush. I believe you screw in 6 screws and you're done. course, with anything that's flush and has multiple screws, you just do your best to do cross pattern tightening. So it just helps to keep things more flush and stable in the long run. Now it's time to add the wheel to the base. Pretty straightforward. This is directional, so you have to untwist it to loosen it and twist it the other direction for tightening. This is directional. There's like a little lip at the top, and there's a groove that's in the circle of the wheel. So you just slide that on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. There we go. Okay, now you just tighten it. Voila, easy peasy. And this thing is on pretty sturdy. There was zero play at all between the base and the wheel. I really like that GT3 wheel. I've really never driven with like kind of like a quarter of a wheel. I've always driven something with the full steering wheel. I'm talking about real car. As you can see, there is a little play in the bar, but it's I'm sure probably for people that are faster, then that's probably something that you want to upgrade. Okay, this right here, I was doing the software. I was before this, I had I kind of created or did one video where it was I was actually getting issue. I was having issues. It kept on asking me, did I want this to make changes to my computer? I'll click yes, and then it just kept on going in an infinite loop. I kept on clicking yes, and it just kept on popping up. I don't know what I did. I just wiggled some stuff around, probably rebooted the computer, powered off, powered on the steering wheel, and then finally I was able to get the firmware updated. Also note that I was a little confused on putting the wheel in PC mode or Xbox mode. So I think you have to press. Let me see. There's two buttons that's in the directions. You have to press them at the same time to put it in PC mode to Xbox mode. So for you to update the wheel on the PC, make sure it's in PC mode. That's the only way the driver will be updated. If it's in Xbox mode, it will not update the driver. I think it would actually say that something about the wheel is not recognized or something. So just make sure you have it in PC mode if you're doing all this stuff on PC. But after that, it was pretty straightforward. I believe this part is where the the wheel is in Xbox mode. I guess I didn't have the video or record the video of fixing this part. As you can see, it says no Fanatec device found. That's because it's in Xbox mode. So once you put it in PC mode, you won't have this issue. So this right here is how to center the wheel. There's like this little small button that you push, and then you get it as center as possible, and then the two buttons you at the bottom you push at the same time, and then you push that little small button again, and then the wheel is centered. Now there you have it. Everything is ready to go. Cleaned all the wires up, and there I go. Thanks everybody for watching.